advances in apps and software, it really does start to open up the mind on what is possible next. And you could think of, AR glasses allowing you to look at a restaurant and see the menu or available tables, or a child at a zoo holding up their phone and being able to get information on an animal and learn about the animal themselves, or the capability to have multi-person holographic video chat, which again is much closer in than you think it might be, even though it feels pretty futuristic. And then you're not just playing games, but participating in games and determining the outcome, and then having that game kind of streamed real time down to your phone or device. Again, these kind of things are possible almost today. And so we're really excited with how the network is going to enable us to just do more and more kind of amazing things in the future. And so we live in this fascinating world of technology. I'm kind of count myself as lucky to be working in the technology world. And we've seen time and again the network technology can help spur innovation in the ecosystem. We saw it with 3G and smartphones, and the advent, therefore, of the App Store. We saw 4G really accelerate the development of apps, and it did that because of the reliable, always-on connectivity, faster connectivity that we were able to deliver, and that in turn allowed this series of really amazing, life-changing apps to kind of develop. And by that, I'm thinking of things like YouTube or Uber or Google Maps, Instagram and Snapchat doing AR experiences, or Pokemon Go kind of taking that almost to a next level. And so while I don't know exactly what 5G is going to bring yet, I think you guys are going to decide a lot of that. What I do know is it has certain characteristics that are different. It has better download speeds, it has lower lag, and it has kind of the abilities for lots of devices to connect in one space. I also kind of think that it feels a bit different. It feels almost a little bit like the network, and 5G as a network could be the catalyst for app innovation, not the other way around as we've maybe seen in the past. And frankly, when you think about the compute power that can be in the cloud, and rendering high definition kind of graphics and other things immediately down to kind of devices, the possibilities frankly are exciting, and that's pretty cool. So Harry Potter, while it was amazing, and it truly was an incredible experience, I see that as the beginning of the journey, not the point of arrival. I'm really proud of what we achieved with Ericsson doing the network and wireless, bringing their expertise. We had NVIDIA doing cloud rendering. We had Qualcomm providing the headset. We had a kind of a dreamscape with the immersive space, and then Wevr building this amazing software experience, all coming together to create what was a truly incredible, immersive 5G experience. I'm really excited, and AT&T is really excited by, frankly, where we're going to go next with this technology, and more so where you're going to go next with this technology, because I do believe that we're only going to be limited in the future by your imagination. So thank you for your time today. With that, I'm going to hand to Ericsson and Peter Linder.
Thank you very much. So now on to the second piece of this introduction here. My name is Peter Linder from Ericsson. I'm heading up 5G marketing here in North America. And I'm going to talk you through a little bit about what is the solution we've had created here, and why does it matter? Well, over the weekend, I spent some time of enjoying these immersive entertainment experiences that we've been talking about. It's very much about walking into a room, which is like kind of a hybrid between a cinema and an escape room, putting on the heads-mounted display, and also a backpack. That backpack is containing significant compute resources, a battery, and during the duration of these sessions, roughly 20 minutes, I'm depending on both these two things, starting to get a feel for what it is, and it's a very, very different feeling from anything you've seen in the past. So the collaboration that we put together has involved 6 different companies: AT&T, Ericsson, Wevr, Dreamscape, Qualcomm, and NVIDIA. And we've been looking at representing different aspects of what is going on here and what we're pulling together. So what we have seen that we think we can significantly change the user experience here and taking it to the next level. And that is related to a number of different things we're trying to do. We're trying to take whatever compute was in the backpack and move that to the edge. And the edge in this world is not necessarily an edge in a network edge, so somewhere in the metropolitan area. It's an edge that is located at the cinema, so very, very close to where the experience is taking place. The second thing we're doing is, in order to cut the wire here, we actually built a private 5G network, and a private 5G network that allow you to actually communicate between the device and the edge compute. And the third element in the solution here is eventually the transformation of the head mounted display. So where 5G is integrated into a prototype of that device, and we can then have the three components here that play together: the head mounted display with integrated 5G, the private 5G network, and edge computing capabilities on the side. And at first, it looks very much pretty straightforward. You cut the wire, you put in 5G here, you have a network, and then you move all the compute from the backpack to the edge site or the edge compute resources. But it's more than that that's taking place. We're also looking at actually what it means to do split rendering. So instead of having all the rendering taking place in the devices, and rendering is very power consuming, so that makes battery life running out immediately. So if we could achieve split rendering by moving some of the capabilities from the device to the edge, that is very, very important. So part of the project has actually been doing that and figuring out what is the optimal balance between those different things. What happens when you move rendering from the device to the edge is that you create the demand for video streams coming down to the device again, because you do the rendering somewhere else, and the stream that's getting down to you is significantly bigger than what came down before. So we've been looking here at capacities required in the network, 30 megabits down to the device and the user, and 1 megabit up. So still highly asymmetrical applications, but 30 megabits is quite significant on a sustained basis. We're also looking at things like we've been able to deliver 5 millisecond network latency. So bringing it down to those kind of levels is really, really important for getting these applications to work. Because the 30 megabits and the high peak rates, that secure the photorealism of this application, but that you and I feel it as if we are part of this application. But the low latency, it allows us to move around and without starting to feel dizzy. So you see these two parameters starting to play together in this application. So in the collaboration that we've done over the last 2 years, we have proven that right now that you can pull these together in a 5G network in a confined environment. And now the next step is essentially start using this together in a more commercial applications. So like introducing these in the immersive entertainment experiences that exist. And also looking at expanding this beyond one room. So an important next step is also looking at, we're saying, well, we're not just going to have this in a private 5G network in one room. What if we apply this of a slice of a public network and for an edge computing site that's sitting somewhere in the metropolitan area and serving a variety of different XR types? So we've got a quite significant runway ahead of us in terms of what we can do with this. But this is something I am super, super excited about and see what it can do, because now we are VR today. VR and AR kind of merging together. It's hard to tell which one is what. And when devices now starting to move to simpler and lighter devices with longer battery life, and the network is powerful enough to both secure the photorealism and making sure we don't get dizzy, this is significant innovations which I'm really excited to be part of. And from that one, we're going to take on and move on to like, how do you take advantage of this when creating exciting and building exciting experiences for this kind of an environment?
So I'm one of the co-directors of the Harry Potter experience that we made for Warner Brothers. And we have built two experiences, VR experiences for the Harry Potter franchise that are deployed in New York. And they are amazing and they're super fun. And while we were making that, we actually were able to work with AT&T, Ericsson, and NVIDIA on a 5G sort of version of our experience. So, right now, this experience runs on backpacks and headsets, and it works great. Thousands of people are going through it and enjoying it. But sort of in a labbed portion, we actually are able to do a 5G experience, which really blew us away. We thought, wow, we didn't even know you could do this. So what Ericsson and AT&T and NVIDIA did is they put an edge computing set of computers on our stage. They put up an antenna, and they gave us these 5G headsets, and we're able to run our whole experience from start to finish. And it just really surprised us. And it also really made us think about how we could have used that technology in the creation of our experiences. And where we honed in on that was we could have actually put our directors and our DPs and our mocap actors all in those 5G headsets and have recorded those experiences in real time within the experience. It's a level of virtual production that we were doing before, but we were tethered. And when you're tethered, it sort of limits your creativity. And with the 5G that AT&T and Ericsson are making with NVIDIA, we can totally be untethered, capture all the mocap data that we want, and the actors and the directors, we can all be in the same space, in the same volume, in headset, looking at what we want to see and how we want to act. And so that to us, it was just like made us go, now we're kind of getting what 5G is going to bring us. Where we think that we could have gotten some super practical use cases of using a 5G enabled mocap stage is in creating those animations. So we would be able to actually have our director and our actress in the VR headsets, totally untethered, no backpacks. And we could actually shoot the entire scene in VR and record the mocap data just the way we did, but have total freedom of being tetherless. And that's sort of the practical use cases that we see when we start thinking about 5G and how 5G affects the creative process in making stories like we did with Harry Potter. So we see fans all around the world that want to be more immersed in their content. And of course, VR is bringing that to them. And AR is sort of emerging very quickly. And we know that there's headsets going to be developed. And we just think that that's going to open up a whole new way of telling stories. Our experience with the Harry Potter project is we had an early development version of a 5G enabled headset that Ericsson and AT&T and NVIDIA and Qualcomm gave us. And we were just really amazed that we were able to sort of put the headset on, and it weighs about 5 ounces. It goes on in less than a minute, and we're able to actually get our experience running. It was just frankly liberating, right? Our team and our experience for Harry Potter right now is really sort of using a tethered, a backpack solution, which is quite good, but at the same time, just on and off in less than a minute with a 5 ounce headset is really sort of inspiring. Where we actually see this getting deployed is going to be in venues like museums or bespoke venues like what Warner Brothers is doing with Harry Potter. And we feel like as the ease of use and the flexibility of wireless technology vis-a-vis 5G networks comes online, it's going to just encourage that kind of product being made and deployed, and where content creators like ourselves could create highly immersed experiences for fans. We think the creative impact for presentation of VR or AR content, driven by the wireless capability of 5G and edge computing, is just going to unlock a whole new set of storytellers. The thing that I think about, not only the Harry Potter project that we worked on, but you go to a natural history museum and you're like, you're looking at a dinosaur skeleton, but could you imagine just being able to slip a headset on with under a minute and have that dinosaur completely become animated, and you could see how beautiful that dinosaur was? That's the kind of content that's going to get unlocked in venues like museums. or if you're at a, perhaps at a sports game and there's a VR headset in a special area, of course, they're gonna be able to sort of give you a view of a play that you weren't able to ever see before, because we'll actually be able to sort of in real time produce some sort of playback and kind of give you sort of a highly immersed presentation of that, or an AR version of that. And so, having sort of that creative freedom unlocked by wireless technology is going to be a new era of creativity. Just like how wireless games, on phones sort of changed our the gaming landscape. I think this will change the way that we'll tell really immersive sort of fan favorite sort of experiences for the next conceivable future. So we're looking forward to exploring how to use this technology in our creative endeavors and with our partners, and we're continually excited about what 5G is doing for us, both on the creation side and the presentation side.
Thank you for joining today's session. Just a reminder, there will be an open Q&A and chat starting now.